Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about Fabio Quartararo's British Grand Prix performance. And to say that the British Grand Prix for Fabio Quartararo didn't really go to plan would be a massive understatement. I don't think there's anyone out there watching the race at the start thought that Fabio was going to end up in 8th place, just one place ahead of Aleix Espargaro. And this was a golden opportunity for Fabio to increase his championship lead over Aleix, with Aleix having that absolutely massive high side on Saturday. But you could see when Fabio started off, the first thing that we noticed was that his tyre combination was a soft front and a medium rear. Now, he used this tyre combination last year to win the race. However, the temperature this year was an awful lot higher. Now, it's not too uncommon for Fabio to use a different tyre strategy than other teams, and he used it quite successfully in the Sachsenring to win the race on a different tyre strategy. So when I spotted it, it was one of the questions I did have, because Michelin were recommending that the harder tyre is probably the better tyre once the track gets up to around 45 degrees Celsius, which at the start of the race it was at 44 degrees. So it was definitely in the ballpark for the hard tyre, but it was also still within range for the medium tyre. But it was expected that the medium tyre would suffer with about 6 laps to go. Now, at the start of the race, Quartararo got a superb start, jumped up 2 places into 2nd place, and was having a bit of a ding-dong battle with Johann Zarco, but you could see he was really pushing to try and get past Zarco so that he could make a little bit of a break before he had to do his long lap penalty. However, it was not to be, and he wasn't going to pull that gap in time before he had to do that long lap penalty. So when it came time to do the long lap penalty, he went in 2nd and he came out in 5th place, only losing 1.6 seconds for the long lap, which was really quick in my view. And you know my thoughts about the practicing of the long lap penalty. But when he came out from his long lap penalty, his whole race absolutely changed. And he was surrounded by bikes that had more top speed in them, more acceleration, and more importantly, more rear grip, especially with the harder rear tyre with the track temperature rising. And trying to stay with those riders, what he actually did was he overheated his rear tyre completely, so that there was absolutely zero grip from it because it was so hot. And after the race, he was talking in an interview about it, and someone asked him, with the amount of bikes that were around you today, what did you notice were the differences? And he said, top speed, acceleration, and rear grip. These are all things that we don't have, and I prefer not to talk about them right now. So it kind of showed that he was a bit miffed, if I'm honest, with the well-known Yamaha issues. And I thought it was quite interesting that he brought it up, because he said a couple of months ago, I made my peace with it, but he clearly probably hasn't. He also stated in that interview that the major mistake that they made was that they never tried the hard rear tyre. So when it came to their tyre decision, because they didn't try the hard rear tyre at all in the circuit, they had no data and no evidence to say yes, that this will actually suit them. So this is probably where the main issue came for Fabio Quartararo. He couldn't use the rear tyre he couldn't use the hard rear tyre because he didn't have any data or know anything whether it was going to suit him or not. So it was too big of a risk for him to take. So it kind of left him exposed, and it kind of put him into the predicament of where he's found himself in now, where he had that golden opportunity to extend his lead over Aleix Espargaro, but he kind of missed it. So all in all, with that, we didn't really have a very happy Frenchman at the end of the British Grand Prix. But the question that kind of more so came into my mind is like, You know, surely a team like Yamaha, well versed in it, why do you think they didn't try the hard rear tire? They knew the weather was going to be good. They knew there was a potential that the track temperature could get into the 40s. Do you think that it was just Yamaha just being an oversight? Do you think it was a clear mistake? What do you think could have led to this? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. I just want to take a minute to also thank you for watching my videos and the support that you've shown so far. If you haven't subscribed already and you would like to subscribe, it would mean an awful lot to me if you did. I'm starting this channel realistically so that we can all enjoy MotoGP together, with the aim of streaming a live video when the GP races are on.